5 minutes ago, my wife said, "What are you up to now?" I said, "We've got a match tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. I'm recording this on Friday, as you've probably already guessed." I said, we'll work out the scheduling, and because there's a match, and I'm going to work out what tomorrow morning's video is going to be. This video. Now, normally what I do is I have a look for all the West Ham news, find something newsworthy, something worth talking about, have a little read up about it, and then we go on and we do the video. Well, the gift that keeps on giving is West Ham United. This is a tap-in. This is... Kevin De Bruyne has curled the ball over to me, and all I've got to do is stick my arse there and pop it in the back of the net, because this is something. This is something very, very wonderful as far as I'm concerned. Just with no irony at all, by the way. Board's vow of silence. I read the first sentence and I've only just stopped laughing. West Ham are introducing a strict vow of silence over the widely discussed takeover, along with player purchases. So, West Ham have leaked that they're going to be having a vow of silence. They've announced a vow of silence. I don't really know what to say about that. Wouldn't you just be silent? I think you would, wouldn't you? It's a bit of a dying swan routine, really, isn't it? I'm going to announce a vow of silence, but this is from the people that can't stop leaking stuff. It's a bit like Harvey Weinstein announcing it. He's going to, for the next year's New Year's resolution, he's going to be a little bit less touchy-feely. Anyway, we'll read on. The club have finally become aware that too many leaks have been escaping into the media. Oh, really? And are determined to keep everything as quiet as possible from here on in. They're letting us know that they're going to be quiet again. Interestingly, the move is believed to be driven by West Ham's vice chairman, Karen Brady, when the subject became an issue at the latest board meeting. Karen Brady, who has a Sun column, is telling everybody that things need to be kept in-house. Oh, actually, so I honestly haven't read that. This is the next bit. If that's truly the case, it's ironic given that she is responsible for writing the column in the Sun. There you go. This is written by, this is on Claret and Hugh. Hugh's written this. Clearly, he is as struck by the irony as I was. It says some fans have long believed the club's been conducting its business too publicly. Oh, my word. It's absolutely ridiculous. There's no sense of irony. Can you imagine telling someone you're going to be quiet? I'm going to be noisy now about the fact that I'm about to be quiet. So the board appears to have finally accepted this to be the case and agreed on a mass media ban. So it came as a surprise when David Sullivan is understood to have made comments to his pal Jim White ahead of a recent TalkSport radio show. I mentioned this, if you watch this channel regularly, I mentioned this a few days ago that we tried to contact David Sullivan. He said, "I'm not doing any more interviews." There was a blanket ban. There was a silence. So it's quite funny that Hugh would mention this, because I also, when I heard him talking to Dim White, Dim White, a Freudian slip, Dim White of TalkSport, I thought, hold on, he's talking to Jim Boss. So they are announcing the vow of silence, telling everybody they're going to be quiet, and then. But there's a little caveat, apart from to friends, close friends. So, be silent, unless it's to friends. Announce you're about to be silent, but also write a Sun column. I honestly, it really is something else. And I've got to go because I didn't intend to do this video at all. I've just seen another article, so I'm just going to deal with what's here rather than the normal structure that I would usually try and work towards. Is this true? Haller report claims payment yet to be paid. The Times today has reported that FIFA's demanded that West Ham pay Frankfurt after the Player Status Committee ruled. It said FIFA has ordered West Ham to pay Eintracht Frankfurt $5.2 million after a dispute between the two clubs over money owed from the transfer of Sebastien Hallers, so on and so forth. It's understood that FIFA's Player Status Committee has ruled on the dispute in Eintracht Frankfurt's favour. Basically, it seems, I'm reading this for the first time, that a committee has ruled that we do Oh, Frankfurt, 5.2 million. Why would we be disputing this? Why have we not paid it? It's been months. They've been waiting for their money for months. FIFA's rules state that clubs are required to comply with their financial obligations towards players and other clubs as per the terms stipulated. It's basically, I don't even need to read that. It's going to go on to say that if you buy something, you've got to pay for it. In the agreed period, in the agreed HP, let's say it's not a hire purchase, but it's the irony is, of course, it's not a hire purchase at all. When you buy a player, it's spread over 5 years of the spread over the contract. It's in essence, it's an interest-free payment plan. And I find it absolutely amazing, actually, that we still. What on earth are we doing? How is this club being run? I suspect it's right, because we know if it wasn't, we know the owners have got form. If Sky Sports produce something that they think is not entirely accurate, they'll force a retraction. They'll hint at legal proceedings. I'm guessing the Times aren't going to be reported and threatened with legal proceedings, so I can only assume that it's true. FIFA certainly seem to think it's true. The Times seem to think it's true. It's not like they don't know. It's not like they've forgotten, like the first payment. They've been reminded plenty of times. It is quite embarrassing that we would still owe a professional football club money. And we're happy enough to play the player, for him to score a couple of goals against Charlton. That's fine, but we don't want to pay for him. Oh, I don't know. I think it's quite shocking, actually, to be honest. There was one other story I did notice at the top of the page before we were silently told about the board's vow of silence. Loudly informs. This one's to do with a game. The game today. There you go. We'll be a little bit topical. 2 injury doubts for Arsenal. I found this quite interesting. David Moyes has given his team news in his Friday lunchtime Zoom pre-match press conference ahead of the Arsenal game on Sunday. Speaking to journalists, he's confirmed that Captain Mark Noble has picked up a toe injury. His little pinky. He's injured his toe and he hasn't been risked in training. He'll be assessed again tomorrow, meaning Saturday. Jack Wilshere, who missed the midweek game against Charlton after picking up a new injury, should be fit and has resumed training. Okay, right. Moyes explained Wilshere has had a scan and revealed a bit of bone growth. Bone growth? Do bones grow? I know they do when you're younger. Do bones grow when you're an adult? That's well, we know one does, if you know what I mean. Say no more. What? Anyway, 57-year-old manager is expected to have a fully fit squad, apart from the 2 doubts to choose from. Asked whether he is under pressure to get something. No, don't worry about that. Okay. Opportunity knocks, I feel, on this one. I do. Okay, look. I'm sorry to hear about Mark Noble's little pinky toe, and Jack Wilshere's ever expanding bone. However, here's an opportunity, and the opportunity is actually I think there's 3 opportunities in this. Opportunity number 1. I would consider both of those players to be standing in Josh Cullen's path. Not actually in front, you know what I mean. Blocking his route to the first team. So I would expect at least Josh Cullen to be on the bench, as I mentioned in the preview show with Gio. Opportunity number 2. It could be that this is the opportunity if Moyes is going to go with the same formation and was playing in a similar team, this is an opportunity to move the fornicator off the wing and into a better fornicating position. Mark Noble's position. The position behind the striker, the number 10. Opportunity number 3 is to play Lanzini in Mark Noble's position. Even if he does that, I still don't want to see the fornicator out left. I want to see a winger out left. I like Antonio out left, as you may have gathered from the build-up, not a build-up show, the preview show. But I do feel this is, as I say, whilst it's a shame, you don't wish injury on anyone at all. Well, maybe there's some, but not footballers. Maybe one of your neighbours, for instance. But no, that's got nothing to do with it. Whilst I don't wish injury on any of the players, this may well be a window opportunity for Cullen. I really do. I really want to see him involved. I really do. Be very, very interested to see what he does. Late kickoff tonight as well, again. So we will be back with the preview show, the build-up show when the player lineups are released an hour before kickoff. Charlie and Tom will be taking you through the whole match, doing a watch-along. And straight away after that fine watch-along, myself and Gio will be back with our review. And then after that, we'll be recording our Patreon player ratings, which was slightly controversial after the Newcastle game, I must say. Actually, it was a little bit controversial after the Charlton game as well. We both had differing opinions, let's say. Right, anyway, enjoy what is left of your Saturday. Just remember, if you are going to be silent, please make sure you shout about it first.